Okay, let's continue with the music angle. So we kind of talked about folk music briefly when we were doing country music. You may remember folk music being the music of front porches, right? The music of the poor, the regular person, music that could be made with what you had in the house. Just if you have a guitar, a washboard, some spoons, you're telling a story, right? So one of the most famous early folk singers, maybe not early, but one of the most famous folk singers is the guy you see over here on the left, this smaller photo. This is Woody Guthrie. And he very famously took stories of people and gave them a microphone. You know what I mean? In the listening examples, his song 1913 Massacre was not written in 1913. It was telling a story of something that had happened in 1913. There was a union dispute, and long story short, there was an accident where there was a false alarm for a fire and a bunch of people were trampled. And this story never really got told, but Woody Guthrie took that story and sang it and brought a microphone, to that story. And that's what folk music is supposed to do. So there are two Woody Guthrie examples on the list that you're going to listen to. But the reason we're talking about Woody Guthrie, even though he's before this chronologically, is because we are going to talk about Bob Dylan, who is the guy you see on the right. Now, you can see in this amazing photograph that Bob Dylan is emulating his idol, Woody Guthrie. Bob Dylan took this idea of telling stories and social change through song and took it to the next level and became very, very famous. And you probably heard his name, Bob Dylan, even if you don't know any of his songs. He's that famous. That's my favorite picture of Bob Dylan ever. Okay, so here are some photos of Bob Dylan playing guitar, in a very front porch type of setting, right? Here he's outside in this top photo. He's on a porch here. Again, singing songs of the people. So as the civil rights movement and protesting the Vietnam War and all this is going on, Bob Dylan's songs kind of became anthems for change. Here he is playing, and again, this isn't the kind of situation you'd see if it was a regular concert. You can see he's up there singing almost in the form of a speech, right? Like those aren't music microphones; those are speech or news microphones, right? And his songs became anthems. They're also very simple, so they could be emulated. Use simple chords, simple lyrics, and then people could sing them. So Bob Dylan was very famously in a relationship with another amazing folk singer named Joan Baez, B-A-E-Z, Joan Baez. And I actually heard a thing on her on NPR the other day, a few months ago, and she's just amazing. She has some great stories. She sang at Woodstock. But she and Bob Dylan wrote a lot of songs together. They kind of played off each other, and the two of them were, for a while, they were kind of like the power couple of the protest movement. Again, you see Joan singing here on the right, and she's not singing in a situation that would normally be a concert. She's at a protest using her music to make change, which is the point. Here's a great photo of Bob Dylan singing at a protest. Okay, that's all the photos I have on there. Again, I'll put these photos on Google Classroom if you'd like to look at them. I highly recommend. All right, so we get over here. I'm going to click over to the website here. So on the loading. Okay, so on your notes, it's 2 pages. Okay, it's 2 separate documents. The Woody Guthrie, Pete Seeger, Bob Dylan bit is 1 document. You're going to put the title, the artist, and then your listening jot right on 1 document. You can use the YouTube videos here, but I would recommend using Spotify. Less bandwidth, and the sound quality is going to be a little richer. Use headphones or a speaker. Do not just listen off the Chromebook. It's not very good. All right, so this top chunk is on that 1 document. Once you get through all the Bob Dylan songs, when it changes to protest, peace, folk right up here, you have to go to the second document. The pictures match. So just look for the picture of Joan Baez. There she is. Okay? She's at the top of the other document. So get the other document, same thing. Song title, artist, and then the listening jot. And again, it's all on Spotify. It's all on 1 playlist. Okay, you're going to work your way down through all these songs, and you are going to stop after Janis Joplin. This cool chick who's one of my heroes right here with the cool glasses. Okay? So I don't want to over-explain. I just want you to listen to the music and kind of let the music speak for itself. A couple things to keep in mind. There are multiple genres in here, and a lot of them are very different, so just have an open mind. Here was the one I wanted to make sure I mentioned again. Ohio by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, sometimes abbreviated as CSNY, is singing about the Kent State Massacre, May 4th, 1970. Make sure you know what that is and when that is. That's just important to know going forward, especially as an Ohioan, you need to know that information. Also on this unit, we have 3 artists that are in what's called the 27 Club. I don't remember if we've spoken about this before. Definitely not online, but if you're online. But there is this long list of artists that have all died at age 27, all the way from back in the day to, as recent as Kurt Cobain in the 90s, and Amy Winehouse, and, these other artists that have died very young due to the not just drug use, but the hard life that kind of comes with being a very famous musician, which often comes with a lot of alcohol and drugs due to constant pressure, constant touring, all those sorts of things. So you need to know which artists on this list died at age 27, because their deaths kind of left a void of rock and roll that Led Zeppelin would later fill in the 70s, and it would kind of take music in a different direction. But those artists are, let's see if I can rattle off here. We've got Jim Morrison from The Doors, right here, this fella, died at age 27. Jimi Hendrix, hopefully you've heard of him, one of the most famous guitarists of all time, revolutionized the electric guitar and the sounds it can create. And Janis Joplin, who I just notated down here, all died at age 27. They all start with J: Jimmy, Jim, and Janis. So make sure you know those, again, going forward. Yeah. Okay, last on the notes, one more thing. There is a list on a WatchMojo video, which I'm going to attach, watchmojo.com YouTube video, and it's going to give their top 10 protest songs. Now, that list is kind of fun because some of them are from this era, but some of them aren't. Some of them are more recent or even older. So you're going to also fill in those top 10 protest songs. One of the songs has some expletives in it, but it's bleeped. So if you have little siblings around, make sure you're on your headphones, okay? It's bleeped, so it's not like overtly, cursing, but probably not good if you got little siblings around or a grandmother who's very easily offended. So pop your headphones in, and again, it's bleeped. So, all right. So there's no Kahoot this week. There's no quiz. There's no project, but you have more notes than normal. So make sure you are doing the jots. Don't just put "it's weird." Give me what you hear. Okay? All right. I'll catch you guys later.